I am the God who stays. When others leave, I remain. When fear pushes you to run, I wait. When shame tells you to hide, I call your name with the voice of mercy. I have not turned away from you. I have not loosened my grip. I have not changed my mind. You have wandered. You have wept. You have wondered if I'm still near. But I tell you now with all authority in heaven and earth, I am still here. I am not a man that I should lie. I do not love and then abandon. I do not promise and then forget. I do not call and then cancel. My faithfulness is not seasonal. My covenant is not fragile. My presence is not conditional on your perfection. I stay. When your thoughts rage against you, I stay. When your prayers fall silent, I stay. When your hands tremble and your knees give out, I stay. I stay because I am not afraid of your weakness. I am not disappointed by your struggle. I am not surprised by your failure. I knew you fully before you ever came to me. And still, I called you. And still, I chose you. And still, I stay. Do you hear me? Not once have I walked away. Not once have I withdrawn my spirit. Not once have I removed my hand. My name is not like the names of men. My loyalty does not shift with seasons or feelings or winds. I am the Lord your God. And I stay. I stay in the fire. I stay in the valley. I stay when the lights go out and the songs go quiet. I stay when others can't understand you. I stay when your strength fails. I stay when your plans collapse. I stay when your heart breaks. I stay when your identity shakes. I stay when your joy slips through your fingers. I stay when the shame says, "Run." And when you run, I follow. When you fall, I lift. When you break, I rebuild. When you cry, I collect every tear. I do not leave when it gets hard. I do not step back when it gets messy. I do not flinch when the scars resurface. I am not afraid of what you try to hide. I am not put off by your silence. I am not turned away by your darkness. I am the God who stays. From beginning to end, through every shadow and every storm, I am constant. I am unwavering. I am present. And I say to you now, lift your eyes. Let your shoulders drop. Let the ache breathe out. Because I have not left you. And I will not leave you. Not now. Not ever. I am not like those who failed you. I am not like those who gave up when you needed them most. I do not disappoint. I do not forget. I do not forsake. I stay when the crowd walks out. I stay when your voice shakes. I stay when the lie says, "You're too far gone." I stay when you have nothing left to bring. Because I am not here for your performance. I am here for your heart. Do you hear me? I stayed through the wilderness. I stayed through the exile. I stayed through the silence. I stayed when the cross cast its shadow. I stayed through every failure, every betrayal, every broken promise humanity has ever known, and I stay with you now. My staying power is not passive. It is fierce. It is protective. It is relentless. It is faithful to the end. So when you question whether I'm still near, remember who I am. I was with Elijah in the cave. I was with Jonah in the deep. I was with Daniel in the lion's den. I was with Paul in the prison. I was with Jesus in Gethsemane. And I am with you now. I don't just visit, I dwell. I don't just pass through, I abide. I don't just support, I sustain. You don't have to beg me to come close. I never left. Even when your faith failed, I stayed. Even when you turned your face away, I stayed. Even when the tears blurred your vision and your hands let go of mine, I held on. And I still do. Right here, right now. I stand by you. Not because you earned it, but because I promised it. And I do not break covenant. If you've heard this and your heart has stirred, if your spirit knows I'm speaking to you, pause. Share this moment. Let others know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let them hear the voice of the God who stays. Because you're not the only one who needs to know, I never left. I never leave. I never will. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I am the God who stays. I am the God who stays when others can't understand you. I see the parts of your story that never made it into words. I know the nights you sat in silence, the mornings you woke up heavy, the hours you walked through your day pretending it was all fine. And I didn't walk away. I stood in the silence with you. I sat in the stillness when no one else had time to listen. I walked beside you when your pace slowed to a crawl. You think I'm waiting for you to get stronger. But I've been here all along, in your weakness. My power is made perfect there. My presence is strongest when you feel least worthy. Because I'm not just the God of your mountaintops. I'm the God of your valley. The God of your middle. The God of your unraveling. I don't retreat when you lose control. I don't recoil when your prayers turn to questions. I don't withdraw when your worship turns into weeping. That's when I move closer. When the mask drops. When the performance stops. When you finally believe that I don't need you to impress me. I just want you to trust me. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not too complicated for me to love. You are not too fragile for me to carry. So come. Let the fear break. Let the shame fall off. Let the tears fall where they may, because I remain. I am not moved by your emotions. I am not intimidated by your past. I am not threatened by your questions. I am still here. I see it all, and I stay. This is my nature. This is my name. I am the God who stays. You may have felt abandoned by others. But you have never been abandoned by me. Even when you couldn't feel me. Even when it seemed I was silent. Even when the pain was too loud to hear my whisper, I stayed. I don't give up on you. I don't walk away when you're broken. I move toward you. I wrap my arms around the places you've hidden. I restore what shame tried to destroy. I redeem what failure tried to steal. I am not measuring your worth by your wins. I am holding your worth because I created you. You are mine, not by merit, but by mercy. Not by effort, but by covenant. And I keep covenant. Even when you wander. Even when you forget. Even when you fail. I remain. I am your refuge. Your fortress. Your strong tower. Your ever-present help in trouble. Not just your help in victory, but in trouble. In loss. In fear. In the moments where you're not sure you believe anymore. I am still there. Still speaking. Still holding. Still calling you beloved. So lift your eyes again. Not to perform, but to behold. Not to earn, but to receive. I have not changed. I have not left. I have not lessened my love for you. I have not stopped being who I am. I am the God who stays. I stay when you're confused. I stay when you're exhausted. I stay when you question everything you thought you knew about me. I stay not because of your strength, but because of my promise. And my promise is sealed in blood, not ink. It cannot be erased by emotion. It cannot be reversed by circumstance. You didn't choose me to start this story, I chose you. I began a good work in you. And I will finish it. Because I am the author. And I am the finisher. No chapter surprises me. No detour cancels my plan. You think the mess disqualifies you. I say the mess is where I begin miracles. You think you're too far. I say I'm already closer than your next breath. You think I stopped caring. I say my love is deeper than your deepest ache. You think I moved on. But I am the God who stays. I stayed with Noah in the flood. I stayed with Joseph in the pit. I stayed with Ruth in the famine. I stayed with Esther in the silence. And I stay with you in this moment. Even now. Especially now. You don't need to fix it all before you come. Just come. I'll meet you in the brokenness. I'll hold you through the rebuilding. And I'll walk you into restoration. Because I am faithful. And I never leave what I love. And I love you. I love you with a love that does not flinch. With a love that stays when others leave. With a love that covers when shame exposes. With a love that fights for you when you don't know how to fight for yourself. I am not watching from a distance. I am standing in the fire with you. Like I did with the three in Babylon's furnace. I didn't extinguish the flames. I entered them. I am the fourth man. The silent presence in your most painful trial. The whisper in your worst moment. The stillness when your mind spins. And I'm not going anywhere. You can doubt. I'll stay. You can fall. I'll stay. You can turn your back. I'll still stay. Because I am not fragile. And I am not leaving. I am the God who stays. When everyone else expects perfection, I offer presence. When the world withdraws at your lowest, I come closer. I don't just tolerate your weakness, I dwell in it. That's why I sent my Spirit, to remain. Not to visit, to inhabit, not to inspect, to empower. I know every thought, every wound, every failure, and I have not walked away once. You may not feel me, but I am here. You may not see me, but I've never left. Let that truth break every lie. Let it silence every accusation. Let it lift every burden. I am still with you. And I am the God who stays. I am the God who stays when your voice trembles too much to pray. I stay when your heart is overwhelmed. I stay when you forget who you are. I stay when the storm doesn't pass. Because I don't need you to be strong, I need you to be mine. And you are. Nothing changes that. Not time, not trial, not trauma, not failure, not fear. You belong to me. And I don't walk away from what belongs to me. I protect it. I fight for it. I surround it. And I speak life into it. I don't visit the hurting, I dwell with them. I don't send help from a distance. I become the help in their midst. I don't just send answers, I become the answer. So stop looking for me far away. I am right here. In the grief, in the confusion, in the questions, in the ordinary, in the pain you're scared to speak aloud. I stay. Because I am not just the God of the breakthrough. I am the God of the in-between. The God of the process. The God of the waiting. And I do not grow weary. I do not change my mind. I do not forget who you are to me. So hold fast. Even when you feel like letting go. Even when all you can do is breathe. I am breathing with you. Because I am the God who stays. I am the God who stays when your faith runs out of words. I stay when you're empty. I stay when you're numb. I stay when you no longer know what to believe. I stay when your soul feels quiet, cold, unsure. Because I am not sustained by your certainty. I am the one who sustains you. You may drift. I do not. You may wonder. I do not waver. You may break. I remain. My name is faithful. My nature is steadfast. And I do not abandon those I love. You are not held together by your willpower. You are held by my hand. You are not rescued by your performance. You are rescued by my mercy. And my mercy is new every morning. Every morning. Even the ones where you feel nothing. Even the ones where you can't get out of bed. Even the ones where you don't know how to start again. I am there. I have not left. And I never will. Because I am the God who stays. So take a deep breath. Child, let the tension release from your chest. Let the guilt fall off your shoulders. Let the question marks quiet under my voice. You don't have to understand everything. You don't have to explain the why. You don't have to carry what's not yours to fix. Just be with me. Let me be enough again. Let my presence carry the weight. Let my spirit fill the places that feel dry and distant. You were never asked to hold this alone. You were never asked to do this without me. And you never have. Because I was there in the beginning. And I'll be there at the end. And I remain in the middle. In the ache. In the joy. In the doubt. In the beauty and the breaking. I am here. I am near. I am not going anywhere. I don't wait for the applause to show up. I don't wait for the light to shine before I move. I am present in the dark. I am present in the silence. I am present in your very breath. And I will stay. Because I am the God who stays. So if you're weary, stay with me. If you're unsure, come close again. If you're hurting, let me hold it. I'm not ashamed of your ache. I'm not embarrassed by your weakness. I don't need you to pretend. I need you to believe I'm still here. I'm not here to test your strength. I'm here to pour out mine. Let me fill your emptiness. Let me wrap the places still unraveling. Let me be the steady you forgot was possible. Because my love is not fragile. My promise is not thin. My commitment is not temporary. It is eternal. I don't come and go. I don't show up for moments and vanish in the mess. I am planted beside you. I have pitched my tent within you. I have sealed you with my name. And no storm can unanchor what I have made secure. No lie can rewrite what I've already declared. No failure can revoke my staying presence. You are mine. And I stay. Because I am the God who stays. I stay when the healing takes longer than you hoped. I stay when your faith wavers. I stay when your strength fades. I stay through the disappointments. I stay when you've stopped believing in yourself. Because I never stopped believing in what I created. I never stopped seeing the treasure under the dust. I never stopped hearing the sound of purpose echo through your pain. Even when you forgot who you were, I remembered. Even when you turned away, I pursued. Even when you tried to disqualify yourself, I whispered. Still mine. You belong to me. And I don't let go. You can run. I'll follow. You can fall. I'll catch. You can fight. I'll remain. Because I don't leave when it gets messy. I don't walk away when you question me. I don't abandon what I love. And I love you. With a love that doesn't flinch. With a love that stays. So let me in again. Let me remind you who you are. Let me rebuild what fear tore down. Let me restore what shame scattered. You don't have to fix it first. You don't have to explain everything. You only have to come. And I'll be here. I always have been. Because I am the God who stays. I am the God who stays through the unraveling. When your identity frays. When your vision blurs. When you don't recognize the reflection in the mirror anymore, I stay. I remind you. You are still mine. Your name is still written. Your place is still prepared. Your calling is still alive. Because I never buried what I planted in you. You may feel forgotten, but I remember. You may feel passed over, but I see you. You may feel broken beyond usefulness, but I see treasure in the ruins. I see beauty waiting to rise. I see strength wrapped in surrender. And I stay not to condemn, but to complete. I stay not to correct, but to comfort. I stay because that's who I am. I am Emmanuel, God with you. God near. God here, right now. Not just on your best day. Not just when the room is full and the future is clear. But in the aftermath. In the wandering. In the waiting. I stay. Because I am not watching from afar. I am with you in the dirt. In the rebuilding. In the tears you don't speak aloud. I stay. And I speak your name with tenderness. With authority. With intention. I'm not going anywhere. Because I am the God who stays. So don't let the silence scare you. Don't let the stillness confuse you. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean I'm gone. I speak in whispers too. And my whisper carries more power than the loudest storm. My whisper calms chaos. My whisper builds faith. My whisper wakes the dead. So lean in. Even when you're unsure. Even when all you hear is your own heartbeat in doubt. Lean in. Because I'm still speaking. I never stopped. You just forgot how close I am. I'm not waiting for you to be loud. I'm waiting for you to be still. Still enough to know I'm near. Still enough to remember I never left. Still enough to hear me say again, I stay. I stay through disappointment. I stay through distance. I stay when you say, I'm done. Because I'm not done. I stay when you push me away. I stay when you don't understand. I stay when you can't feel me. Because my presence is not based on your perception. It is based on my promise. And I promise to stay. So I will. Forever. Because I am the God who stays. I am the God who stays even when your plans fall apart. Even when your prayers don't get answered the way you hoped. Even when you feel like the promise is too far gone, I stay. Because I never needed your timeline. I never asked for your understanding. I asked for your heart. And I see it. Even when it's weary. Even when it's guarded. Even when it's breaking, I see it. And I stay near to the brokenhearted. I don't avoid pain. I meet you inside it. I don't avoid the dark. I bring light into it. I don't avoid the lost, I find them. You don't have to beg me to come. I came before you ever called. I stay before you even knew to ask. Because I'm not distant. I'm not detached. I'm not unreachable. I'm right here. And I always will be. My nearness is not a moment, it's a promise. A covenant sealed with my own blood. So rest. Not in what you see. Not in what you feel. But in who I am. I am the God who stays. So now, breathe. Not because the storm is over, but because I'm in it. Not because the pain has passed, but because I'm present. Not because the answers came, but because I am the answer. I'm not a distant God watching from the sidelines. I'm in the center of your story. I stay when you sit in silence. I stay when the world moves on. I stay when you cry out with no words left. I stay when you think you're not enough. Because I never needed your perfection. I stay for your person. I stay because I love you. I stay because I chose you. I stay because I never stop being faithful. Let that truth wrap around you like armor. Let it lift your eyes. Let it carry you when you don't know what tomorrow holds. Because you know who holds you. And I won't let go. I never have. I never will. I am the God who stays. When they ask what sustained you, tell them it was me. Tell them it wasn't your strength, it was my nearness. Tell them it wasn't your answers, it was my presence. Tell them you made it through because I stayed. Not because you were always faithful, but because I was. Not because you never doubted, but because I never walked away. This is your testimony. Not that you did everything right, but that I never left. Not that the path was easy, but that I remained. And I will keep remaining. In the days ahead. In the nights still unknown. In the seasons yet to come. Because my covenant does not expire. My mercy does not run out. My compassion does not shift. I stay. Through the fire. Through the flood. Through the silence. Through the loss. Through the grief. Through the growth. Through it all, I stay. And I am not done writing your story. So don't close the book. Don't walk away from the pen. Don't settle for the silence of resignation. Let me speak again. Let me write again. Let me remind you. I am the God who stays. Let me whisper it again until it becomes louder than every lie. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are held. You are seen. You are covered. Not by your works, but by my word. Not by your effort, but by my embrace. And I stay not because I'm obligated, but because I desire to. I delight to dwell with you. Not visit, dwell. Not watch, walk. Not test, carry. This is my heart. Not to leave you when you fall, but to lift you. Not to shame you when you doubt, but to steady you. I don't condemn, I call. I don't reject, I restore. I don't accuse, I anoint. And I do it all while staying right beside you. Because that's who I am. I don't just get you through the moment. I get you through the middle. I get you through the long night. The dry ground. The restless thoughts. The aching questions. The fight to believe again. And when you don't have faith left, I lend you mine. Because I never run out. And I'll never run from you. I am the God who stays. So lift your head. Not in pride, but in promise. You are not walking alone. You never were. You don't need to fake it anymore. You don't need to act strong when you feel weak. I am your strength. And I am staying. Not just through this valley, but all the way through the mountaintop and back again. Through every season. Through every transition. Through every joy and loss. I will stay. Because I'm not looking for a perfect vessel. I'm looking for a surrendered heart. That's where I build. That's where I reign. That's where I remain. So let me stay. Let me dwell. Let me remind you, my throne is not in temples made by hands. It's in hearts open enough to let me in. And I have made you my dwelling place. You are not empty. You are not alone. You are not forsaken. You are the temple of the living God. And I am here. I am present. I am staying. Because I am the God who stays. Let that truth settle deep. Let it rise above the noise. Let it steady you when everything else shakes. You are held by the everlasting arms. Not temporary. Not circumstantial. Eternal. I have never been in a hurry to leave you. I don't glance your way and pass by. I don't visit for moments of inspiration and vanish in despair. I have planted myself here. In your now. In your need. In your not yet. And I will not move. I am the rock. The anchor. The unchanging one. The one who stands in the fire and says, still with you. You may not feel brave, but I'm still here. You may not feel holy, but I'm still here. You may not feel worthy, but I'm still here. Because I don't stay because of how you feel, I stay because of who I am. And I am faithful. So when your strength runs out, remember who stands with you. When your song fades, remember who sings over you. When your hope trembles, remember who holds the future. I am still with you. still fighting for you, still loving you, still staying. Because I am the God who stays. Let my staying become your strength. Let my presence be your foundation. Let my faithfulness quiet your fears. You do not have to live afraid of abandonment. You do not have to brace for the goodbye. I am not leaving. Not in the storm. Not in the silence. Not in the setback. Not in the sin. I am the God who stays. Through every relapse of doubt. Through every memory of regret. Through every day you feel behind. I stay. And I restore. I restore what was lost. I rebuild what was torn. I redeem what was stolen. I renew what was weary. So come to me again. Not as someone disqualified, but as one dearly loved. I will show you again that I am faithful. I will walk with you through the valley. I will lead you into still waters. I will anoint your head with oil. I will prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. And I will dwell with you always. Because you were never meant to walk alone. You were never created to survive without me. And you never will have to. I am here. And I'm not leaving. I am the God who stays. I have seen the weight you carry. The nights you lie awake wondering if I've turned my face. The mornings you rise heavy, feeling more alone than seen. But I was there. I am there. And I will still be there tomorrow. Because I do not vanish in pain. I do not flee in failure. I do not disappear when you don't know what to say. I sit with you in the ache. I walk with you through the shadows. I lead you with my voice, even when it sounds like a whisper. And I stay. Every hour, every moment, every breath, not because you deserve it, but because I delight to. Because you are mine, not by accident, but by choice. I chose you knowing every step you would take, every doubt, every turn, and I still said yes. I still say yes to you. Now, not a cleaned up version, not a perfected version. You, right here, right now, as you are. Because that's where love begins. That's where healing happens. And that's where I stay. I am the God who stays. When your strength fades, I remain. When your vision blurs, I remain. When your passion dies, I remain. Because your condition does not determine my commitment. I stay through seasons. I stay through storms. I stay through silence. I stay through your slow return. And I'll stay through your full restoration. You don't have to earn it. You just have to receive it. Let me love you here. Let me carry you here. Let me show you what it means to be held by a love that will not let go. This isn't a love that walks away. This is the love that took on flesh. The love that bore your shame. The love that rose again. The love that sent the Spirit to seal you. And that Spirit still dwells within you. That Spirit is proof that I never leave. So lean into that truth. Rest in that reality. Walk in that assurance. You are not alone. You never have been. And you never will be. Because I am the God who stays. So stop measuring your worth by the moments you fell. Stop replaying the words that wounded you. Stop shrinking your soul to fit what others expected. I never asked you to be perfect. I asked you to walk with me. And I'm still walking. I'm not ahead of you waiting for you to catch up. I'm beside you, every step. When your knees buckle, I lift. When your courage fails, I speak. When your fire dims, I breathe again. Because I do not give up on what I've called. And I have called you. By name. You are not your failure. You are not your fear. You are not what happened to you. You are mine. And I stay. When the house is quiet and your mind is loud, I stay. When you laugh but feel hollow, I stay. When you show up but feel unseen, I stay. Let that truth settle deeper than your pain. Let it anchor your heart when the winds rise. Let it comfort your soul when the path grows dim. Because even there, I stay. Not for a moment. For eternity. I am the God who stays. And I don't just stay, I transform. I don't just sit beside you, I lead you. Out of fear. Out of shame. Out of guilt. Out of smallness. Into courage. Into healing. Into wholeness. Into peace. You thought I stayed just to comfort, but I stay to complete. You thought I stayed just to witness, but I stay to restore. My staying is not passive, it's powerful. It rebuilds what you thought was beyond repair. It breathes again on what was left for dead. It revives your soul, one whisper at a time. And soon, you will see it, the fruit of my faithfulness. The joy in the morning. The beauty from ashes. The purpose that came from the pain. Not because you forced it, but because I stayed with you through it. So stay with me now. Let me finish what I started. Let me hold what you're still healing from. Let me move in ways only I can. Because this is what I do. And I am not done. I am the God who stays. You may have doubted me, but I never doubted what I placed in you. You may have questioned the journey, but I've seen the destination from the beginning. You may have grown tired, but I have never stopped walking beside you. I am steady, unchanging, near. This is my covenant, not written in stone, but in scars, sealed in love, sustained by grace, and I will see you through. So hold on, not to the outcome, but to me, even if your grip loosens. Mine won't, even if your faith fades. Mine stands firm, even if you don't feel worthy. I already declared you valuable. And I don't revoke my declarations. They're eternal, like me, and I speak this again over your heart. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. You are mine, still, forever, because I am the God who stays. Let this be your peace tonight. Not the answer, not the resolution, not the finish line, but my presence. Let that be enough. Let that hold you. Let that stay with you until the morning. And when the morning comes, I will still be here. When the world moves fast, I remain steady. When your heart races, I remain calm. When everything else changes, I stay the same. So return to me again. And again. And again. Every time you feel lost. Every time you feel less than. Every time you forget what is true. Return. And you'll find me waiting. Not impatient. Not angry. Just present. Just faithful. Just here. Because I never left. I never stopped loving. I never stopped holding you. I never stopped believing in what I created. And I never will. You were made to dwell with me. And I was always determined to dwell with you. So now and forevermore, I am here. I stay. I remain. I finish. I fulfill. I never leave. I never forsake. I am the God who stays.